Hey guys, it's ERBOI. I got a pretty serious haircut, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the first video that is completely dedicated to the scooter build. So, why don't we get on that? So something that I've already done is I've completely disassembled the scooter down to its frame, because as you know, we're going to paint the lower half of it black, and then we're going to leave the handle and the handlebars red. So I just masked this off with some newspaper and some good old frog tape. And the rest of it we're going to sand down and paint. So as you can see, there's nothing on there, which makes it super easy to get down and dirty with making that look nice. Now for the battery tray, since it's going to be the lowest part of the scooter and it's going to get the most scrapes, I'm going to plasti dip it so that way if I need to, I can easily just put some more layers on. And there's nothing in there now. I even took out the on and off switch for it. So the only thing that's left is the charge port, and I just put some frog tape over that. Because since we're completely swapping the electricals for this, it won't even make any more sense to have anything here except for the charge port, because otherwise, you know, everything's going to be all new. So we're just going to plasti dip this red now, and let's get to it. That's coat number one, just a delicate little spray. So then, while we have that plasti dip drying over there on the battery tray, we still have to clean this up before we can start sanding it, because since we're going to be painting it, we need to have a bare metal surface so that way it can actually adhere. Now that it's sparkly clean, we just use this sandpaper sponge to get that paint right off. When I bought this, I wasn't sure how well it would work, but it's actually putting in a good amount of work. So, definitely approved for paint stripping. I'd say with this bar, we're basically 80% of the way there. Then going back to the battery tray, just another coat of plasti dip on this. Looking pretty good. Now getting back to sanding this, we're going to switch to a finishing pad, because with this we can actually fold it and get some more accurate sands in. You can really see the bare metal starting to show up right about there. And then of course it's always good to clean up your work environment from all the paint dust that you're going to get. And now of course alternating back to the plasti dip. As with any other plasti dip job, layers matter. And ogres have layers. So let's go to layer number 3. Always got to get it from every single angle so that way you don't have any bare spots. Now obviously when it comes to sanding off the frame of this and when it comes to plasti dipping, both of them are two extremely repetitive processes, so I don't think I need to show it to you that much more. But basically, I'm going to sand the rest of this off camera, and the next time you see it, I'm probably going to be painting the lower half of the frame black so that way we can have it looking really nice for when it's finally finished. Well guys, it's some time later and I have sanded the entirety of the scooter. So I didn't completely sand off all the paint, obviously, but I did sand off the metal where it was rusty, just so that way I'm not painting over rust, which is not good. However, now I have the Dremel, which I'm going to use to cut off the stock motor mount, because we're going to put our third battery for our upgraded voltage system right here. So we're just going to cut that piece off using the Dremel on the welds that are right there and right there. And then after that, we could finally get into painting. And a lot of time later, we were able to get that off. And I will tell you that that is one of the worst things I've done in a while. It was pretty annoying. So now we're just gonna sand that flat and clean, and then we can get on to painting this. So I managed to use the Dremel to smooth out that edge. So now I can actually put my finger on it, kinda. And of course, something that I actually forgot to mask off is the actual cable to the brake line, because I just realized that painting over that would mean that I can't slide in there, which is kind of important for its function. Now I can't paint this today because it's 10:30, raining outside, and 45 degrees, and at least when it comes to this paint, it needs to be at least 50 degrees for it to dry properly, and I'm not gonna spray paint in the garage here since, you know, there's actual things of value in here. So yeah, we're probably gonna be doing some time travel, and next time you'll see me, it'll be when I can actually paint this. Well guys, it's a certain amount of time later, and now we are ready to put our first coat of paint onto the rice rocket. And yes, that is the name of this thing, and I think it's very fitting. Alright, let's see how this gloss black looks. Ooh. This paint already looks so sick as is, but I honestly can't wait until I put on the sparkles and the other details, because this is gonna look really sick once I'm done detailing it. Well guys, with the scooter blacked out, now it's time to get to the glitter process. And I've got both of those cans right here, and hopefully we can do some POV glittering of the scooter. Ooh! So now that we've finished up with that silver, we've got to hit it with the Rice Rocket Purple Chameleon. Alright, so that is the rice rocket all glittered up, as you can see. I think it looks mad. And now, we just have to put on the glitter sealer. Alright, I just have to say that this looks impressive. I can barely even tell that this was black originally because of all the glitter. And it may not be for everyone. I mean, this is a pretty thick layer of glitter, but I think it looks sick. Well, now we're just gonna let this dry in the garage, and as you can see, with the help of these lights, this honestly just looks amazing. I mean, it sparkles so much. You can see all of the individual ones. I mean, on the downside, you can't tell that it was black initially. However, having black as a base coat is much better than the original red, since it was already fading off and there were already spots that were wearing down. But yeah, I think once that's dry, the whole painting of this should be done, and that just looks amazing in my opinion. So a little bit of time later, and I was able to get the scooter fully assembled again with that brand new painted frame, and I have to say, it looks fantastic now that it's finally unmasked and has the battery tray installed. So let's take a step back and admire this thing with a complete shot of it. But we're still not done just yet with the aesthetics of this beast, because as you know, there is a plate that goes over that you're supposed to stand on. And at least with mine, I've already removed the stickers from it because we're going to put something else on it. This right here is some nice bright red skateboard grip tape, and it's what we're going to use in order to make sure that we continue the purple and red thing on the rice rocket, and I think it's going to look great. So all you have to do is trace this out, put it on this, cut it to shape, and then put it on the scooter, and I think we should be done with the aesthetics after all that. Now let's get to outlining this thing. There we go, that's lined up right. Alright, so I did the first part of the trimming and I got that piece on the scooter. So now we can finally see the completed aesthetics for the Rice Rocket. And I have to say, I really enjoy it. I mean, the red shades don't exactly match, but I think it gives it some personality and it actually goes really well with that purple frame. I'll just do a quick walk around of it, so that way you can gather your own opinions on what you think of the final product. Well guys, I think that ought to do it for this video. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace out.